Good day, everyone. Welcome to this vlog entitled The K-12 Educational Program and Curriculum. In this vlog, we will find out what is the K-12 Educational Program, its advantages and disadvantages. 80 years ago, the Philippines was the only country in Southeast Asia which provided just 10 years of basic education to its population. But ever since the K-12 implementation, the country has joined its neighbors in adopting an education system which will provide more opportunities to students on a global scale. The K-12 Basic Education Program is the flagship program of the Department of Education in its desire to offer a curriculum that is attuned to the 21st century. This is in the pursuance of the reform thrust of the Basic Education Sector Reform Agenda, a package of policy reforms that seek to systematically improve critical regulatory, institutional, structural, financial, cultural, physical, and informational conditions affecting basic education sector that is capable of attaining the country's education for all objectives and also the Millennium Development Goals. These policy reforms are expected and introduce critical changes necessary to further accelerate, broaden, deepen, and sustain the department's effort in improving the quality of basic education. When people heard news of the K-12 program implementation in the country, it received mixed reactions. Suddenly, there was a combination of backlashes and praise in the background, with the students left puzzled on whose voice to listen to. There are still challenges and standards of quality to consider, but the important thing is to establish that development is present as a result of the new program. Now that the K-12 system is fully implemented in the country, how did it affect the Philippine education system? And was it successful in its objectives prior to implementation? The K-12 program offers a decongested 12-year program for the students which aims to give them sufficient time to master skills and acquire basic competencies with the goal of being competitive on a global scale. Students of the new system will be equipped with the skills required to be ready for employment, entrepreneurship, middle skills level development, and higher education, even if they intend to do so after graduation. K-12 program promotes global competency by accelerating mutual recognition of Filipino graduates and professionals in other countries. The new curriculum allows students to choose between three tracks, which are academic, technical, vocational livelihood, and the sports and arts strands. It will also give students opportunities to undergo immersions, have relevant exposure to a variety of industries, and have experience in their chosen track. Starting with kindergarten as the foundation for lifelong learning and development, the 12-year curriculum aims to give students the journey in education that they deserve. There are plenty of advantages to the new curriculum of the K-12 program, and most of them put the Filipino student at the forefront of the educational agenda. The K-12 curriculum will put Filipino students at par with the rest of the world. This would be a testament that an investment in education is the key toward reaching national growth and development. Here are some of the advantages or benefits of the K-12 program. First, we have preparedness for tertiary learning. With the adaptation of the K-12 program, students are expected to graduate at an age that is a bit older than past graduate of the old curriculum. According to the Department of Education, this would be an advantage to the young adults venturing out into the professional world because they would be much more equipped to deal with a higher level of learning as they enter in college. With this, they can choose to continue their education to higher forms, which will be another great journey to access essential learning developments. Readiness to join the workforce. K-12 can make students more prepared in joining the workforce. The new curriculum has this benefit because they compel each student to be enthusiastic about the workforce, and the scheme empowers students to make a choice on their own. They may or may not pursue a college program, especially if they have chosen a track other than the academic track. Another advantage is the skill competency in the global job market. The K-12 system aims to improve Filipino students' skills in mathematics, science, and linguistics for further exhibit competence in the global job market. With a new curriculum, the Department of Education promises to offer higher quality education through the strands. Each strand will give the students enough time to master a field and enhance their skills in that respective industry. and by the end of the curriculum, K-12 graduates will be ready to become globally competitive and are set to obtain a spot in the meticulous labor market. K-12 as a student-centered curriculum can influence the students to take a more active role in the learning process, with the freedom and the flexibility to choose what they will learn, how they will learn, and how they can evaluate their own learning. This would be a way for them to be independent and how to be a reliable member of a society. Not only will this make learning very enjoyable and easier for students, it will also help address diverse needs, which include special cases and those that come from indigenous groups, which make this education system very inclusive for everyone. K-12 fosters gainful employment and entrepreneurship. K-12 offers more opportunities for employment and entrepreneurship. Many schools in the Philippines are slowly implementing this. Graduates of the new system can instantly get a job after they receive their certificates and passing competency-based assessments. On the other hand, they can set up their own business or continue their education in college. All the options will help every student to step up in improving their competence, skills, and professional characteristics. Graduates of the K-12 basic education program are holistically developed Filipinos who have the 21st century skills. They acquire mastery of basic competencies. They will be more emotionally mature, be socially aware, proactive, involved in public and civic affairs, be adequately prepared for the world of work or entrepreneurship or higher education, be legally employable with potential for better earnings, and also be globally competitive. K-12 program also draw negative reactions. Critics and parents have been very vocal about their primary concern. Many parents disagreed with this new system of education because they have to disburse more money for education of their children. The K-12 program thus proves to help the students as it gives them ample time to study the basic academics and to give them the ability to compete with the other students worldwide. But the program also has its disadvantages. Here are some disadvantages of the K-12 program. With the additional 2 years of education, parents will have to provide more money for the tuition fees, transportation, allowances, and others. Middle class and high class families would rather have little to no problems at all, but majority of the Filipinos are having a hard time in providing a budget for the primary needs of their families. This only creates a burden for those parents who can't afford the tuition fees that seemingly increased after a year. Filipino citizens are also concerned as to how the government will fund educational programs, especially for public schools. K-12 is the flagship program of the administration and therefore education sector should be given the funds it needs for successful implementation. There are groups who express that mere signing of the law would not resolve existing problems of the education sector without first resolving the resource shortages. The K-12 program might not be as effective as in the other countries if the country are still faced with problems such as lack of classrooms, facilities, comfort rooms, and teachers who are not well trained to adjust to the K-12 curriculum. The transition between the old curriculum to the new one can be quite challenging for the stakeholders, school administrators, teachers, parents, and students. Such a drastic change in the system requires long-term preparation and solid implementation. A large number of teachers in the country have not been fully prepared for the program, which may have an impact on the overall quality received by the students. Students need to adjust to the new curriculum and have conditioned themselves in spending a longer time in school. Senior high school is relatively new, so its efficiency is yet to be determined, and this is one risk which may have dire consequence. Is K-12 the solution to poverty? We can say yes, we can also say no. The government helped us to make our students skillful. However, it is not advisable to rely only to the government assistance. Why not teach your kids on how to learn entrepreneurship? Start his own business rather than looking for a job. Why not teach financial literacy? By knowing how to save and invest for the future, you and your family can prosper in this life. This kind of education not only helps your chances of landing a respectable job, it also helps you in developing the life skills you will need in your journey towards growth. Having a good education, finding a good career and workplace, becoming stable and raising a family, that sounds like the dream, right? This is why you should find the most reliable educational institution that not only gives your children the highest quality of education but also equips them with the values which are essential for making it in the real world as well. Learning general knowledge is one of the perks that you can get from an education. All that useful informations can have more value than material things because someone who learns can probably feel more fulfilled. So that's all for this vlog about the K-12 educational program and curriculum. Thank you.